Today, we are solving an equation with two square roots. The expression looks compact, but every square root carries a domain condition, and every squaring step can loosen the logic. Our plan is to solve exactly and then make the original equation the final judge.
Here is the exact workbook prompt. What is the solution to the square root of x plus 9 plus the square root of x plus 29 equals 10? This is a student-produced response, so we must supply the value rather than choose from options.
Before changing the equation, I will read its structure. Both radicals are principal square roots, so each one is non-negative. Their radicands differ by 20, which means the second radical is always at least as large as the first wherever both are defined.
For both square roots to be real, x plus 9 and x plus 29 must be non-negative. The stricter condition is x plus 9 at least 0, so the original equation has domain x at least -9.
A tempting mistake is to square each term separately and erase the interaction between them. The square of a sum includes a cross term. Here that cross term is twice the product of the two square roots, and it is essential.
Square both sides of the original equation as complete quantities. The two radical squares become x plus 9 and x plus 29, while the cross term remains 2 times the square root of their product. The right side becomes 100.
Combine the ordinary terms first. X plus 9 plus x plus 29 is 2x plus 38. Subtracting that from 100 leaves the radical term equal to 62 minus 2x.
Divide every term by 2. We obtain the square root of the product equals 31 minus x. The left side is non-negative, so this equation also requires 31 minus x to be non-negative. Any later candidate above 31 must be rejected.
Now both sides of that isolated equation are known to be non-negative, so a second squaring is logically appropriate. Squaring gives the product of x plus 9 and x plus 29 equal to the square of 31 minus x.
Expand the left side carefully. The outside and inside products contribute 29x plus 9x for 38x, and 9 times 29 is 261.
For the right side, the square of 31 minus x is x squared minus 62x plus 961. The middle term must be negative because twice 31 times x is being subtracted.
Set the expansions equal. The x squared terms cancel from both sides. That cancellation is useful. The remaining equation is linear, with 38x plus 261 equal to negative 62x plus 961.
Add 62x to both sides, then subtract 261. This gives 100x equals 700. Dividing by 100 produces the candidate x equals 7.
7 is only a candidate because we squared. It satisfies the domain x at least -9 and the intermediate sign condition x at most 31, but those checks are not enough. We must substitute it into the exact original equation.
Substituting 7 gives the square root of 16 plus the square root of 36. Those principal square roots are 4 and 6, and their sum is exactly 10. So 7 passes the original equation.
We can also explain why there is not a hidden second solution. On the domain, each square root term increases as x increases, so their sum increases. A strictly increasing left side can meet the constant 10 at most once. Since 7 works, it is unique.
I want a second method that uses the 20-unit difference between the radicands. Let A be the square root of x plus 29 and B be the square root of x plus 9. Then A and B are non-negative.
The original equation becomes a plus b equals 10. Meanwhile, A squared minus b squared equals x plus 29 minus the quantity x plus 9, which is 20.
Factor the difference of squares. Since a squared minus b squared equals a minus b times a plus b, we have a minus b times 10 equals 20. Therefore, a minus b equals 2.
Now solve the simple system. A plus b equals 10 and a minus b equals 2. Adding the equations gives 2a equals 12, so a equals 6. Subtracting or back substituting gives b equals 4.
Because b is the square root of x plus 9, b equals 4 means x plus 9 equals 16. Subtracting 9 gives x equals 7. We could also use a equals 6, which gives x plus 29 equals 36 and the same value.
This method is efficient because it uses both the sum of the radicals and the known difference of their squares. It does not replace verification, but it exposes why the two square roots at the solution are exactly 6 and 4.
Let us analyze the first major trap. If someone writes the square of a plus b as a squared plus b squared, the cross term disappears. Applied here, that false step would give 2x plus 38 equals 100 and produce 31, which fails the original equation badly.
A second trap is forgetting that a square root denotes the non-negative principal root. When we isolate a radical, its other side must also be non-negative. Squaring an equation with a negative side can create a candidate that solves the squared equation, but not the equation we actually started with.
A third trap is treating any algebraic candidate as final. Squaring is not a reversible step unless the sign conditions are preserved. The safe vocabulary is candidate after squaring, solution only after substitution into the original radical equation.
There is also a smaller arithmetic trap in the expansion. 9 times 29 is 261, and 31 squared is 961. Mixing those constants destroys the clean difference of 700 that leads to x equals 7.
Try a related equation. The square root of t plus 1 plus the square root of t plus 10 equals 9. The radicands differ by 9, so the sum and difference method is especially convenient.
Let p be the larger radical and q the smaller. Then p plus q equals 9. Their squared difference is t plus 10 minus t plus 1, which equals 9, so p minus q times p plus q equals 9.
Since p plus q is 9, 9 times p minus q equals 9. Therefore, p minus q equals 1. Solving the sum and difference gives p equals 5 and q equals 4.
The smaller radical q equals the square root of t plus 1. Setting that equal to 4 gives t plus 1 equals 16, so t equals 15. Check. The square roots of 16 and 25 are 4 and 5, totaling 9.
The shortcut is most useful when the sum of two radicals is known and the radicands have a simple difference. The general method is still reliable. Square the whole sum, isolate the remaining radical, respect its sign, square again, solve, and verify.
The original equation confirms the candidate because the square root of 16 plus the square root of 36 equals 4 plus 6, which is 10. The exact source answer is 7.
So the complete habit is domain first, careful squaring, sign checks, and direct verification. For this workbook problem, those steps establish one unique solution: x equals 7.
Optional SAT math study resources are linked in the description. If you purchase through an affiliate link, the channel may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases.